want to show you a little story. It consists of a series of images that tell a tale with two kinds of string. One is in my hand, and the other is in my throat. If you hold your fingers to your throat and hum, you can feel them vibrate against your hand. This figure, called the monkey's voice box, displays the vocal cords of a monkey, which are very similar to the ones you have in your throat. The story begins when little Toby came home one summer afternoon from playing outdoors. Behind his house, he climbed into the hammock and let his legs dangle over the sides. When he pulled his legs into the hammock, he soon drifted off into the intermediate state that exists between sleeping and waking. First, he dreamt that he saw a giant cup and saucer. That turned into the Eiffel Tower. That turned into a coat hanger. That turned into a sock hanging on the line to dry. The sock was just like the one that his mother hung with the laundry that was blowing in the wind on the other side of the backyard. He then saw Jacob's ladder reaching up into a big boat, and was surprised that even though it was made of string, he was able to climb right up it. When he got to the top of the ladder, he saw a witch who was sleeping on the ship's deck. Toby surprised himself when he reached over and grabbed the witch's hat off her head and slid back down the ladder. When he reached the bottom of the ladder, the witch's hat turned into a bull with horns, and Toby ran away. Running fast from the bull, he came upon a beach where he saw a canoe at the water's edge and jumped into it. Paddling away from the shore, he saw the bull become smaller and smaller. From the canoe, Toby looked out to sea and spotted a whale breaching the surface of the sea. The whale showed him his water spout and then was gone. He looked into the water over the side of his canoe and saw two tropical fish slowly swim to the surface. "Paddle to the moon," they said, and swam away. Seeing the pale new moon near the horizon, he began paddling his canoe in that direction. After what seemed to be a long time, he felt tired and encountered a school of many fish swimming up and down in the sea. "Keep paddling, don't stop," they called to him. And so he did. He spotted an island that loomed over the horizon as he approached it in his canoe. It was the island of Devani. When he reached the island, he went ashore to explore. This is where he met a little creature that was known as a magical and ceremonial animal. He is a little pig. When you call to him, "Come here, little pig," and say it loud enough, he will come to you. The little pig came up to Toby and said, "Hello, Toby. Welcome to the island of Devani. I've been expecting you." The little pig took Toby back to the beach, where he showed him that his canoe now had two sails. They both got into the boat and sailed away. In the distance they could see storm clouds parting. A rainbow appeared. They sailed underneath it, and as they did, Toby looked up to see the wondrous throat of the rainbow. What mystery, he thought. Time seemed suspended as they bobbed on the sea swells. Wondering about their direction, he spied what seemed to be a little bird off in the distance. They saw that it was a big bird when it flew over the boat. As the bird flew away, the pig set sail to follow the bird, hoping it would take them to land. Eventually, the bird led them to a small island where it flew to the top of a tree to settle in its nest at the edge of the beach. They beached the canoe with 2 sails and went to the bird's tree to ask it for directions. Toby called to the bird, and it flew out of the nest. As it flew over Toby's head, it laid a shining egg that dropped from the sky and fell into his open hand. The bird flew away, and both of them were surprised and disoriented and unable to decide which direction to follow, right or left. The inability to make a choice nailed them to the spot. A butterfly appeared and fluttered around them. Before flying off to the left down the beach, they heard its tiny voice say, "Follow me, but don't look back." Following the butterfly's lead, they encountered a cat hopping around a small hole in the base of a tree. Then they saw a mouse peek its head out of the hole. The cat grabbed the mouse, who gave a shriek and ran back down the hole. The cat looked up at the 2 onlookers, smiled, and said, "We play this game all day long." The butterfly had vanished, so Toby asked the cat directions to the nearest village. Cat said, "Follow me," and so they did. Down the road walked Toby, the little pig, and the cat. They saw a figure in the distance walking toward them. When Toby opened his mouth to hail the man, the cat covered Toby's mouth with his paw. "Shh, it's a headhunter," said the cat. From the other direction came another headhunter. And when the 2 headhunters met, they fought and fought and fought until one headhunter took home the other headhunter's head. In time, the cat moved down the road, and the others followed him back in the direction they had come. Arriving at the beach, they saw that it was a calm sea at low tide. "Good," said the cat. "This is when the sardines come swimming in." The fish came swimming in, 2 at a time. And the 3 of them caught them, 2 at a time. After they had caught their fill of fish, they had a picnic on the beach. And by then, it was a calm sea at high tide. In the dim twilight, The little pig saw storm clouds forming. As they headed for shelter, a lightning bolt dropped out of the sky. The cat took Toby and the little pig to safety in a giant cave with stalactite forms hanging from the ceiling. They settled in to ride out the storm when suddenly 40 riders on horses entered the cave, and a final rider stopped inside and called, "Close 'em, Sesame," and the cave entrance closed. When Ali Baba and his 40 thieves retired into the back of the cave, the cat led Toby and the little pig to the closed entrance and told them, "We are trapped, we must try to escape." "But how?" gasped Toby. Then the little pig shouted, "Open Sesame!" The cave entrance opened, and they ran out of the cave into the raging storm. The cat led them to the other side of the island. This is where Toby could see the twin mountain peaks. "At the bottom of the twin peaks are 2 caves," said the cat. But when they went to enter the caves, out rushed 2 growling bears and chased them away. They returned to the beach again where their boat lay. The storm had passed. The little pig said that they must sail away. The cat would not leave his island, for as he said, "I could leave my friend the mouse. Who would play with him?" He showed them where the banana grove was and helped them haul a big bunch of bananas back to the boat. Toby and the little pig waved goodbye to the cat and sailed away from the island with a full moon lighting their way. After some time, they saw land on the horizon. It was an active volcano with clouds of smoke surrounding its peak. After viewing this awesome sight, the little pig declared, "We must go ashore to the island of Moa." They paddled to the island, and nervously, Toby beached the boat and followed the little pig into the jungle. They soon encountered 2 chiefs. The little pig told Toby that he knew they were chiefs because each wore an eagle feather on his head. The chief spoke a strange language, filled with many soundings of clicks and clacks. The little pig listened to the chiefs carefully. "They say we cannot stay here. Bad spirits are everywhere, while the volcano remains active. They also say that someone is looking for you, Toby." A bit startled, he wondered, who could that be? Returning to the boat on the beach, they discovered a demon sitting in the boat eating the bunch of bananas. Toby yelled, "Hey, get out of there!" To which the demon gave a naughty laugh and curled his horns. The little pig told Toby that they would not be able to leave the island unless he was able to get rid of the demon. "How do I get rid of a demon?" Toby asked. The pig said, "The only way to get rid of any demon is to grab him by his tail and throw him out." With fear and trembling, Toby jumped in the boat, grabbed the demon by his tail, and threw him overboard, where he melted in the water. Hurriedly they shoved off and set sail. After a while, lying on their backs, resting in the canoe with 2 sails, they looked up at the night sky. Toby heard the little pig say, "Aren't the stars beautiful?" Toby nodded his head in agreement as he looked up at the many stars that filled the night sky. As he viewed the spectacle, a pattern emerged. He pointed to it for the little pig to see. Yes, I see it. That is what my people call Mr. Ubwebwe. He is the great spirit of our ancestors. The pattern transformed itself. There, now you can see Mrs. Ubwebwe, who is the great mother of us all. Those are her pendulous breasts hanging down. The figure began to change again and reveal another ancestral pattern, and those are more and more faces of the great spirits that have existed since time began. The little pig directed Toby to look at the North Star. He said, "That is the pole star. It is the axis on which all the other stars turn, and it will lead you home." Still looking into the night sky, Toby then saw a shooting star, or winged star, and remembered something his mother had told him. When you see a shooting star, it means that someone you love is thinking about you. He wondered who that person might be. When Toby looked over to see if the little pig had seen the shooting star, he noticed that the little pig was gone. He had vanished. Toby then looked to the horizon where he saw the moon setting between the mountains. A strong wind began to blow. The boat that he had been floating on turned into a bed swaying in the treetops. His arms and legs stretched across the bed as he held on tight. He could feel the wind upon his face. Suddenly he felt the bed begin to break up, and he was falling down, down. Someone was calling his name. "Toby! Oh, Toby!" When he opened his eyes, he was in his backyard, lying on the ground, with one foot stuck in the hammock. His mother was calling from the back door of the house. "Toby! Toby, wake up! It's time for dinner now. Come in the house." He wondered what had happened to him. Was it just a dream? He felt something in his hand. Opening it, he looked down to see a little speckled egg shining in his palm.